My name is Christopher Brown, and this is my podcast, Sports Talk with Chris. You now listen to episode 1, Go Talk. When someone asks you who the greatest basketball player of all time is, who do you think of? Personally, I think it's LeBron James. LeBron is the best all-around player to ever play the game. He's 6'8", 250 pounds that plays point guard, and he can guard every single position on the court. I think it's funny how he's labeled pass first, when right now he's ranked 3rd all-time in career points and 4th all-time in points per game. And when it comes to passing, yes, he is elite. He's 8th all-time. When it comes to rebounds, he has over 9,000. He's going to be the first player ever to have over 10,000 points, rebounds, and assists. And when his career is all said and done, he could also finish number 1 all-time in career points and top 5 in assists. He is dominant, and he's been dominant since 2003, his rookie year. Well, now we're in 2020, and he's having one of the best seasons of his career, 17 years in the game. And the criticism he faces is his final record. Yes, he's 3-6, but I want you to realize he went to the finals 9 times. That's more than most NBA franchises. And out of those 9 times, 8 of them were in a row. That's something no player in the modern era will ever accomplish. Now let's look at those 6 losses. In 2007, at 22 years old, he took a terrible, and when I mean terrible, I mean trash, Cavaliers team to the NBA Finals and lost to the San Antonio Spurs. He had no business being there whatsoever. He bullied his way through the Eastern Conference just to get there. By himself. You can't name nobody on that roster. In 2011, he had his worst series of his career, and he lost to the Mavs in 6. There's no excuses. Big bro folded. In 2014, he lost again to the Spurs. But I mean, Kawhi clamped him? No, not really. He just didn't have a lot of help. D-Wade, Chris Bosh, they just weren't there. In 2015, he lost to the Warriors. But in that series, Kyrie got hurt in Game 1, and then Kevin Love got hurt in the first round. How you expect him to win a war without his soldiers? There's not much he can do by himself when the second best player on that team is Timothy Mozgov. And then his last 2 losses were arguably against the best team ever assembled. 4 Hall of Famers. They had 3 of the top 5 shooters all time on one team and the ultimate glue guy in Draymond Green. I mean, Kevin Durant, what you going to do against him? He's 7 foot, dribbles like a guard, can shoot over anyone, and he can finish in the paint. The definition of a 3-level scorer. Then you got Steph Curry, the best shooter of all time. Then you got Klay Thompson, the best 3-and-D guy of all time. I'm not trying to make no excuses. I'm just saying, I don't think any other superstar would win in his position. And especially against those 2018 Warriors. I mean, he was by himself, no superstar, going against 4 Hall of Famers. And I don't want to hear MJ would have done it because he had opportunities to beat all-time teams by himself. But he didn't. He lost to the Pistons and he lost to the Celtics. He didn't win without no help. And most of LeBron James' losses when he had no help. Now, LeBron still has good years left in him. And he will stamp his GOATness, his status of the greatest of all time in the league when he's all said and done and retired. Now I want to move on to my top 5 players all time in NBA history. One thing I see when I look at other people's top 5 lists is that they don't have no big men on their list. The top 2 current leaders in career points are big men. One of them isn't even considered a top 20 player by most. Now my top 5, no particular order, is LeBron James, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Magic Johnson, MJ, and Shaq. I mean, Shaq, most dominant player in NBA history. We also share the same birthday. He's my guy. He got to be on my list. Magic changed the game forever. 6'8", 6'9" point guard in the 1980s, running that run-and-gun Showtime Lakers offense. I mean, he inspired a lot of people in the NBA today. MJ, Air Jordan, the first real superstar in sports. You can't argue that. And Kareem, he's number 1 all time in career points. I feel like people don't even know that. He's one of the greatest. And when I don't see him on the top 5 list, I get angry. I don't think nobody can really argue with that 5. They all were the best in the game at the height of their careers. And they all changed the game the way it's played today. Now, on a funny note, if I had to do a starting lineup to go against any other superstar lineup, that lineup would be LeBron at the 1, Michael at the 2, Kevin Durant at the 3, AD at the 4 and Shaq at the 5. I mean, you got LeBron, the floor general. He'll make sure everybody gets involved. MJ, he's going to lock up whoever. He's going to get buckets on whoever. Kevin Durant, a 7-foot small forward. Nobody's going to stop him. He's also going to play defense whoever. Then you got Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis is like, to me, a mixture between Kevin Garnett and Tim Duncan. He has the face-up game. He has the post-up game. He has the handles. He also guard. He can probably guard everybody on the court. He could definitely guard your 5, your 4. He can guard small forwards. I mean, straight defense. And then you got Shaq. Throw it down low to the big fella. He going to eat on anybody. Now, I'd love to hear you guys' opinion. You can find me on Twitter at sportsw_Chris and Instagram at sportsw_Chris. Now, this was episode 1, GOAT Talk, and I'll catch you guys on Thursday. Peace.